Hi. I'm here to share some release techniques for the neck, shoulders, and upper back. So these are areas where many of us tend to hold a lot of tension. It can creep in when we've been sitting at our desks for too long. It can creep in if we just have a lot of emotional tension or emotional stress. It can creep in for any number of reasons. So here we are. Before we get started, I always like to do a little sort of baseline test. So go ahead and just kind of slowly turn your head to one side and just notice how far the head turns without telling you to stop. So for me, it's like I've got a little less than 90 degrees right now, maybe 80 degrees. And then I'm just going to slowly turn to the other side and see what that's like. So about the same there. So I always like to kind of pick a focal point on one side of me and on the other side of me so that I can kind of judge how things are after I do the release techniques. So to get started, I want you to just kind of place your hands on the back of your head. We're going to find the occipital ridge. So if you place your fingertips on the back of the head and just start to kind of trace down the bones of the skull until you find a little ridge there, kind of where the neck meets the head. So there's a little ridge sort of on each side. There's a little, I guess you could call it a crater in between those two bones. This is a place where many muscles attach. So if you kind of place your fingers in that soft spot under the bone and press in and up with your fingertips or with the pads of your fingers, you can kind of feel into all those layers of muscles back there. So that's all you need to do. Just press in and up. And then just kind of an added bonus, there is a marma point there. Marma points are like acupressure points. And this one's called Krikatika, which is fun to say. And supposedly it produces feelings of contentment when you press into that area. So just take a couple deep breaths here and notice how your body and your mind and your nervous system responds to that. And then when you're ready, just release your arms down by your sides and take a moment to rest and breathe. And then we're just going to do a little ear to shoulder squeeze. So let's lower the right ear toward the right shoulder. And then squeeze the shoulder up toward the ear. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Hold and breathe. It's going to feel a little awkward. That's okay. And then to come out, we're going to lift the head and then slide that shoulder down. Nice and slow. Keep letting it go down like it's taking a little elevator ride. And if you close your eyes and kind of notice, it might feel like your left shoulder is a little higher than your right shoulder right now. And actually looking at myself on the camera, I can see that my left shoulder is actually higher than my right shoulder. So that's interesting. I've never actually seen it before. So other side, let's lower left ear toward left shoulder. And then squeeze the left shoulder up toward the ear. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Hold and breathe. Try to relax the right shoulder because we've already done that one. Keep squeezing. And then as slowly as you can, bring your head back up. And then slide the left shoulder down. There we go. Whew. All right, feeling a little more even now. This next one is called shoulder tick-tocks. So we're going to keep our chests oriented forward, but we're going to shift the right shoulder forward and the left shoulder back and turn our head to the right. So we're just going to do that nice and slow. We're going to go side to side. So slowly come back to center and then shift your left shoulder forward, your right shoulder back, and look over to the left. And just go back and forth nice and slow a few times. Shoulder tick-tocks. I'm going to do one more to each side. And then come back to center. And I always like to take kind of a deep breath in and a nice, long, slow exhale. And then we'll move on to some cervical cat-cows. So I'm going to take my hands behind my head and I'm going to interlace my fingers just like I would if I was like lying on my back, getting ready to do a sit-up or a crunch. And I'm just going to rest the back of my head into my hands comfortably. And then on an inhale, start to kind of bring the elbows back, bring the shoulder blades towards each other. And as you do that, press the back of the hand or the back of the head into the hands and resist with the hands. So we're not pressing on the head with the hands, we're just creating some resistance, something for the head to press against. And then as you exhale, begin to relax. Let your chin come towards your chest. Let your elbows come toward each other. Nice and slow. Don't pull on the head. And then start to lift the head. Inhale, open the elbows. Press the back of the head into the hands. Top of the chest should feel open and spacious. And then exhale, start to soften. Let your chin drop toward your chest. Elbows move toward each other. And then we'll do that one more time. Slowly lifting the head. Inhale, open the elbows. Maybe they open a little bit wider this time. Press the back of the head into the hands. A little bit of resistance there. You're going to feel the muscles on the back of the neck fire up a little bit. And then on the exhale, we're just going to relax those muscles and let them lengthen as the chin comes toward the chest. And then go ahead and come back into an upright position. You can let your arms come down by your sides. Take a moment to rest and breathe. Good. Bring your arms down by your sides. And we're going to kind of think of the arms as rolling pins. I'm going to put my arms out to the sides for a moment so you can see what I'm doing. But we're going to be internally rotating and externally rotating at the shoulder joint, so internal, external. But we're going to keep our arms down by our sides. So on an exhale, roll the arms in. The shoulders are going to scrunch toward each other. You're going to feel the muscles in the top of the chest, just under the collarbones, kind of scrunch up a little bit. And then slowly start to unwind and then open the arms in the opposite direction. So the chest is going to feel open. You might feel some spaciousness right in the center of the chest. Exhale, roll the shoulders in, scrunch up. Your chin might come towards your chest, or you might lift the chin a little. That feels even more awkward. And then slowly start to unwind. Inhale, open. And then last time, back through neutral. Exhale, roll the shoulders in. Scrunch everything up. And then begin to relax. And inhale and open. And then on your exhale, just come back to neutral. Take a moment to rest and breathe. And then I have one more release for you. This one's my absolute favorite. My students love it too. It's a release for the muscles that elevate the scapula, the shoulder blades. So it starts out similar to our first exercise. So we're going to take the right ear toward the right shoulder and then squeeze the shoulder up toward the ear. But now we're going to add on. We're going to bend the right elbow and then slide it straight back behind you. It's going to feel really awkward. And then if you want to make it even more awkward, you can kind of look up a little bit. So squeezing, 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 lots of muscles in the neck, shoulder, and upper back. And then I'm going to I was looking up sort of, so I'm going to bring my head back to center and then start to lift my head as I slide my elbow forward. Keep squeezing the shoulder up toward the ear. It's easy to forget about that. Straighten the right arm, squeeze, 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 right shoulder up, and then slowly, slowly, slowly lower it. And then take a moment to rest and breathe. It's always interesting to kind of compare left and right sides after we do the first side. And then we'll even ourselves out and do the other side. The trick here is to keep the right side relaxed since we've already done that one. So again, left shoulder to left ear. And then squeeze the left shoulder up. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And then bend the left elbow. Relax the right shoulder. Slide the left elbow straight back behind you. And then looking up a little bit. Breathe. Feel all those muscles contracting. And then if you're looking up, just bring your head back to center. Lift the head, slide the elbow forward, straighten the arm, keep squeezing the shoulder up. I always forget to keep my shoulder up. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And then very slowly, lower, lower, lower that left shoulder. And if you're holding any tension in the right shoulder, release that as well. Take a deep breath. I'm feeling a lot more space along the collarbones. I'm feeling a lot more space in my upper back. So let's see how we did. Go ahead and turn your head to the left. And now I can get beyond 90 degrees. I'm probably around 100 degrees of rotation. And then slowly come back through center. And turn your head to the other side. And then come back to center. So yeah, that definitely improved the range of motion in my cervical spine. If that didn't do the trick for you, I have a couple other tricks up my sleeve that involve some PNF resistance. So for this one, we're going to turn our head to the left and then just place your right hand on your right cheek and then back out of your rotation just a little bit so you're not at full rotation. And then resisting with your hand, try to turn your head into your hand. Don't push with the hand, just resist the pushing of the head. So you're going to feel some muscles fire up. And then release. And then turn the head into the hand. Feel the engagement of the muscles. I'm feeling it in the muscles on the left side of my neck. And then release. And then one more time, turn your head into your hand. and release. And then lower your hand and turn and face forward. And then we'll do the other side. So turning the head to the right, and then back out of that rotation by about 25 or 30%. And then place your hand on your cheek, left hand on left cheek. Try turning your head to the left, resist with the hand, and release. Turn, resist, 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 and release. And one more, turning the head into the hand. Notice the muscles activated. And then notice as those muscles relax as you release. And then you can bring your hand back down and slowly turn your head to center. One more. For this one, we're going to lower our left ear to our left shoulder and then sort of wrap the left arm around the head so that your fingers sort of rest around your right ear. Now, we're going to press the head into the hand, like you're trying to lift your head back to center, but the hand's going to keep you from doing that. And then release. Remember, don't push on the head. Just resist with the hand. Go ahead and press the head into the hand again. And release. And then one more time. Push. Head into hand. And release. And then bring your left arm down. Bring your head back to center. Take a breath or two here. And then we'll do the other side. So right ear to right shoulder, nice and slow. Wrap the right arm around. Lightly rest the hand on the head. And then begin to try to lift your head into the hand. Resist with the hand. Release. Lift the head into the hand. Release. And then last one, lift the head into the hand, press, press, press. Don't overdo it. Just feel those muscles activated. And then exhale, soften. Let your arm come back down by your side. Bring your head back to center. Take a breath. And open your eyes if you've closed your eyes. And then test range of motion one more time. So turning to the left. And slowly turning to the right. Yeah. So even though I noticed a pretty big difference without the PNF resistance, I did get a little extra range of motion after the PNF. So there you go, some somatic neck releases that you can use anytime you notice that tension creeping in. Thanks for practicing.